Tim? Do you want me to wait for a second? Okay. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to call this meeting to order. And would you please stand with me and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Okay.
All righty. Well, I just want to say welcome to everyone. It's always exciting to see students and parents here, so thank you very much for coming. Actually, your guys' part of the agenda is the favorite part of the night, so thank you for being here. Before we get to that, we have some business to take care of. I do have some corrections to the agenda, if you will make note as I go through. Just some clerical stuff. We have a spelling correction for Vicki Rapp, who is representing Nooner, Davison, Cooley, and Rapp. I also added 3 fundraiser requests in the consent agenda for our baseball team. And if you didn't notice, we have a new baseball coach, Brian Halter. We're super excited about that and want to support his growth of the program. And also with the ruling that took place in another state in the United States, we are pulling the first reading of several policies because the nation is now waiting to see what that ruling is going to do. And you see those, I don't know if you see them in front of you or not, but they're ACAR 1, ACAR 2, GBN/JBA, and the reverse of that, and then GBN/JB-AR1, and the reverse of that, and then GBN/JBA-AR2, and the reverse of that, and then JFE. So we're going to put those on hold tonight, and as we get further feedback from OSBA, we'll bring those corrections and alterations to you. And with that, I think that's it.
All right. Thank you. Hopefully y'all aren't as cold as I am and sitting right under a vent. Okay, I think we're going to have the elementary school report.
Hi, I'm Nolan Goodman. I'm a 6th grader in Mr. Brown's class and also a part of the Glide Elementary leadership team. This December food drive brought in 950 pounds for food for families in need. All of the food was donated went directly to Helping Hands, Glide Helping Hands. Thank you to Glide Fire Chief Ted Damewood for picking up and delivering our donations. Glide Rec had 71 elementary students out for basketball. Umpqua Valley Wrestling Club took 19 wrestlers to the Classic Qualifier this past weekend at Marshfield, and the following students qualified. Kindergartners participated but will not be wrestling at the Classic. Jace Rogers, 1st place. Stetson Atkins, 3rd place. For 8U, Jackson Brown, Easton Rogers, Archer Robinson, McCoy Andrews. 10U, Kaysen Season. 12U, Maverick Gomes, Grayson Maddox, Layla Andrews, and Hayden Card. 14U, Quinn DeVogue, Anthony Storns, and Jackson Barron. All of our Glide Junior cheer teams placed first at this weekend's cheer competition in Medford. We had 28 students for the elementary compete. Tomorrow, we'll have our first accelerated reading assembly of the year. AR is an online program where students take comprehension tests based on the books that they have read. Students have reading goals and earn grade level medallions when they meet their goals. The points awarded are based on the difficulty level of the book. So far, our students have read 56,563,333 words and 7,971 books. Note that these words and books are only a small section of what we read each day and does not include all of the reading we do beyond AR books. First grade had a total of 174 points, second grade 489 points, third grade 980 points, fourth grade 1,813 points, fifth grade 2,218 points, sixth grade 3,472 points. In the 50-point club, we had Audrey Deeks and Brenton Dyer. In the 75 points club, Elia Ellis, and for the 100-point club, Lily Brown, Alice Kircher, Austin McCauley, Danielle Valdez, and Daniel Olson. 125-point club, Harper Thomas, Hayden Urea, and Ingrid Statfield. The sister houses of Altruismo and Solivari are hosting a family karaoke night on February 6th. This will be our first family house night, and we are excited to build communities together. Beyond singing, we will have a pizza dinner to share. Information will follow. January is School Board Appreciation Month. The staff and students at Glide Elementary want to recognize all you do for our school. Here are a few gifts to show our appreciation. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so great. Wow. Thank you so much. I can't wait to read all the little notes. That's so cute. Okay, middle school report.
Ten miles.
Wow.
I'm Noah Eichenbusch. I'm a senior at Glide High School, and I'm senior class president, and I'm here to do the middle and high school reports. Starting off with the middle school wrestling and girls basketball seasons are just getting underway. The girls basketball team is hosting the League Jamboree this Saturday at Glide, 9 a.m. to kick off gameplay, and the wrestling team will host all league teams for their first meet of the season on Tuesday, January 21st. Around the campus, middle school ag students are learning about pollution and recycling. We are currently learning how to repurpose plastics by creating art and tools out of plastic trash. The middle school leadership class is halfway through the year and are happy to report that they have had one successful dance, a Candy Cane Grams fundraiser, and an amazing present wrapping relay event, ending in Quinn DeVogue taking a pie to the face, all under our belt. Coming soon is the introduction of the Junior Wildcat Journal. Editor Maddie Thingvall reports their committee is making great progress, and the newsletter will be available the first week of February. Some of the content that will be included is a Guess Who, story time, upcoming events, and promoting good mental health. Future issues will introduce the Ask Why Lee, the Wildcat column, where students will be able to ask for advice anonymously. The House Assembly Committee has helped us fine-tune our house competitions to create fun and friendly competition games. Audrey Southey and Lincoln Adams reports the Assembly Committee is currently working on a Valentine's Week bracket bingo competition. During success, houses will compete against each other throughout the week until we have a champion. The champion house will earn themselves a hot chocolate and donut party, as well as the honor of calling themselves the bingo champions. Moving on to the high school, basketball, wrestling, and competitive cheer seasons are in full swing. The basketball team starts league play this Friday, hosting the South Umpqua Lancers. Wrestling leaves tomorrow for a weekend at the Oregon Wrestling Classic in Redmond. Competition Cheer has participated in 2 OSAA competitions, taking first in their division in both competitions and second overall in the Rogue Renegade Rumble last Sunday in the 1A to 6A categories. They have qualified to compete in the state championships in February. We are preparing for the spring sports seasons and are excited to announce that an all-new hammer pit is under construction at the Glide Athletic Fields. Currently, we are waiting on quotes for the netting. There are very few high schools in the state that have a hammer throw pit, so Glide will be able to provide opportunities for our athletes that not many others can. Around our campus, student leadership is planning the winter dance for February 13th, and we're going to host the dance at North Umpqua Bible Fellowship. Donkey basketball is coming February 5th in the main gym, and FFA students are very busy. Students are practicing for parliamentary procedure and public speaking events that are coming in February. Students are also studying animal respiratory systems, and there is no better way to help cap the unit than by dissecting pig lungs. Thanks to Oakland Lockers for helping out. The Ag Mechanics class sold a hydraulic dump trailer to Ted Damewood.
Nice.
The advanced Ag Mechanics students are currently building 2 trailers, a boat, a fire pit, and a few other custom projects, while the beginning students are still developing their welding fabrication skills. It's EMS month in fire science. Students have been learning the skills of patient assessment and treatment, learning how to sprint fractures and stop bleeds. Later in the month, they will learn how to package patients for transport, rig ropes and pulleys to lift patients for high-angle rescue, and showcase their skills in capstone project in a practice scenario at Whistler's Bend. In weight training, next week to start the quarter off, we will be starting a physical fitness competition. We will be recording starting points and then 2 weeks later record their growth. Highest percentage in personal growth wins. There will also be subcategory winners. What is the prize, you may ask? For the grand prize, a t-shirt that will be designed and made by the digital media team. For the subcategory, stickers that will also be made by digital media. Speaking of making things, staff and students are working on turning in our editing room, room number 24, into a makerspace that will be the hub for our cabinet laser engraver, Cricut, sublimation printer, Wildcat's Times and yearbook editing station, Wildcat TV productions, and last but not least, a podcast that is now in the works. Finally, tonight, it is School Board Appreciation Month, and we do appreciate all the time that you put in our school and district. We know that it is time away from your family, it is additional work to your already busy lives, and we know it is challenging to make decisions that are often hard. We wanted to say thank you tonight. Since we have these fancy new toys to make things, we practiced with you all in mind. Tonight, you have some thank you cards made by middle and high school students, along with some one-of-a-kind Glide Wildcat swag items designed and created by students and staff here on campus as a small thank you. Thank you very much.
Awesome, thank you. Oh, that's so cool.
All righty, well, I get to follow Noah. Thanks for that, Noah. Great job. And Nolan also. My job at this section is to send out a huge thank you on behalf of myself, the school district, and the community for your efforts as school board members. Other than Dan, I'll bet the other 4 of you had no idea what you really were getting yourself into when you put yourself out there to be elected into these positions.
That's
Dan,
accurate.
Dan, I don't know why you keep doing it, but thank you for doing that. You at least knew what you're getting yourself into. These others really didn't. So I just want to say thank you. The pay is tremendous. I get that. And actually, the pay is tonight. There's a lot of love sitting on your table, which I hope you take it that way. You heard from various groups how much they appreciate your effort. I challenge you to talk to students, to staff, to community, walk around our campuses, come to our extracurricular activities, see the efforts of your work, feel the efforts of your work. And to me, that's the reward. That's the payment for doing what you're doing. So again, on behalf of the school district and the community, I ask that you join me in a very well-deserving round of applause for your effort that you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. I think that I can speak for everyone probably and say it is our privilege and honor to be here and be in service to all the kiddos and the district as a whole. So at least that's my thought. So I appreciate that opportunity. Okay, I think we are moving on to the awesome part of the night, the SB Awards.
Okay, in terms of process, Tracy, we don't do this well, but in terms of process, what we'll be doing is calling your name to come up and for those of you that haven't been here, get the award if you want to take pictures, and then you'll be shaking the hands and go around. And are there not t-shirts? Oh, t-shirts, okay. Where are the t-shirts? At the break, you'll pick up your t-shirts that you will be getting, and we have a variety of sizes. Okay, so we're going to start with the 12th grade, and the first is for, and if I get your name wrong, it's, I believe, Uvea Bowman. Avea. Okay, Dan, that wasn't how it looked. Avea is a very hardworking student. No matter what Avea is involved with, it doesn't deter her from getting her schoolwork accomplished. She is very consistent and very reliable. Congratulations, Avea. For 11th grade, we have Aubrey Groth. Okay, I'll read this quick. Aubrey is a very hardworking student. She is a student that will always get her work ahead of absences and will have it complete and ready to discuss during the next class meeting. Aubrey is very reliable, very honest, and very responsible. Congratulations, Aubrey. For 10th grade, we have Carol Miramontes. All right, we're not doing well. Carol is a tremendous student. She works hard to complete her schoolwork, uses her time responsibly. She is consistently prepared for the day's discussion. Carol is reliable, responsible, and trustworthy student. Congratulations, Carol. Okay, for 9th grade, Elias Mateus. Okay, I think all the high school students are off doing other things. Elias is hardworking, kind, respectful, and organized student. He was one of the first to complete all of his welding assignments. Elias is certainly deserving of this SB award. Congratulations, Elias. All right, maybe 8th grade, Savannah Voigt. Yay! Savannah is an excellent, oh, how sweet, excellent language arts student, as well as a very capable artist and contributor to class discussion. She feels very comfortable sharing her opinions and ideas with her classmates, which leads others to feel comfortable in doing so as well. I find myself thinking about all the amazing things she will do in high school classes and the very fortunate teachers who will get to work with her. Savannah truly shows exceptional student performance every day. Congratulations, Savannah. All right, for 7th grade, Irick Frost. Irick is an amazing student who thinks about all aspects of a topic, then responds in very complete and interesting manner. He is patient with himself and others, and recently proved to be an adept public speaker, sharing a conspiracy theory on the subject of Oreos. Oh, that sounds interesting. With the class in a 5-minute plus informative speech. I would like to hear that. It is very often that more people fear public speaking than any other fear. If this is true, Eric is absolutely fearless. Thank you for making the class awesome, Eric. Irick. All right, for elementary, 6th grade, Layla Andrews. Layla is a kind, thoughtful, and hardworking student who thinks outside the box, tries her hardest, and does it all with a positive attitude. She is caring, considerate, and helpful, both to her teachers and her classmates. She is a pleasure to have in class at Glide Elementary. Congratulations, Layla. For 5th grade, Addison Olson. Addison is a student who is eager to learn and takes great pride in the details. She is always engaged during instruction and looks to apply what she learned to the next level. I am so proud of Addison and honored to be her teacher. Congratulations, Addison. All right, for 4th grade, Jace Fields. Jace has been a student in my classroom for 2 years in a row, and I've seen him grow so much in that time. He has always been a great learner who works hard and tries his best. Jace demonstrates great perseverance and initiative. He does well, not because the teacher asked him to, because it is important for him to do well. I'm proud of his accomplishments and can't wait to see what the future holds for him. Congratulations, Jace. For 3rd grade, Grayson Fugate. Grayson is a conscientious and careful student who works hard to be engaged and always poised for learning. He is a kind and generous guy and shows he believes in treating others with respect. Grayson is on the path to see a lot of success in his future. Congratulations, Grayson. And for 2nd grade, we have Jessica Van Bastelar. Jessica is kind, inventive, bright, and silly. I can always count on her to be a good friend. She is very helpful and shows amazing leadership skills already. Congratulations, Jessica, on being Glide Elementary's SB winner for January. And for 1st grade, we have Jace Vatlin. Jace is thoughtful, honest, and a good friend. He consistently does his homework and strives to do his best in class as a respectful listener, hard worker, and following directions the first time. You should come to my house, Jace. Nice work, Jace. Congratulations. And for kindergarten, we have Brinley Rich. Brinley is a hardworking and caring student. She is eager to learn and help others to do the same. She is always polite, on task, and up for any challenge. I really appreciate her focus, specifically during reading groups. Keep up the exceptional work, Brinley. Congratulations.
SB winners, don't forget to come up and get your t-shirts. Right up here, we have all sorts of different sizes, so step right up. Parents, you can help your your kids figure it out. And then we're going to take a brief break, and so for those of you that would like to leave, feel free, and for those that don't, we'll reconvene in a few minutes. Why do we have an extra person in the crowd? Oh, you're fine. Yeah. I was gonna explore what's going on in here. It's so cool. And candy. Oh, awesome. Oh, I saw my name on it. That's amazing. I'm guessing it's from the, the grade school. That's so awesome. Oh, man, that's so cool. But these are the best, the little pictures and the stuff. Oh, sorry. Are we ready? My bad. We just had to read some cute little notes. Okay, hi, we're back. And I believe we're on public participation. No, I like to skip ahead of things. Approval of consent agenda is where we're at. So I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. Oh, we didn't gavel out, Tim. We were in a recess, so I don't have to gavel back in.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, did I hear a,
Yes, I'll second it.
okay, any discussion?
Sophia, yeah.
Heck, yeah. Which is awesome.
Did we say that
Sure.
not gavel, geez. Was the motion for accepting the consent agenda as amended? Because it was amended.
I will entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as amended. Man, we got a second on that?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay, any other discussions about the amended consent agenda? Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
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 All right, motion passes. And I believe now we're on to public participation. Oh, why do I keep, that's right there at the bottom. So sorry. Vicky, sorry about that. You've been patiently waiting. So I will hand it over to you.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Vicki Rapp. I'm a partner at Nooner Davidson and Company. I'm a certified public accountant, certified information technology professional, chartered global management accountant, certified internal auditor, and an Oregon licensed municipal auditor. So there's not much in the accounting world I haven't done. It was my pleasure this year to lead the audit for the Glide School District's financials. We audited the Glide School District basic financial statements for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2024. The audit was conducted in accordance with auditing standards generally accepted in the United States, as well as applicable government auditing standards. An audit provides you, the board, with reasonable assurance that the financial statements are free of material misstatements. Internal controls are examined and tested in conjunction with the audit. Auditors are also watching out for signs of fraud. No internal control or fraud issues were identified during the audit. Based on our audit, we gave the district an unmodified opinion, which in layman's terms is a clean audit, which is great. Some of the major numbers that we saw this year, the ending net position on a government-wide basis was $14,564,370, which is an increase of just over $2 million. The ending fund balance on a government-wide basis was $5,348,000, which is down $549,000 from last year. Your cash ended with $5,573,862, which is a decrease of $121,930, but it's still a very strong position. For the year, your revenues on a government-wide basis were $15,782,016. That's an increase of $2.1 million over the prior year. And we expect to see this start to peter off a little bit as your ESSER funds have been worked through. We're seeing that already at some of the other school districts, so that's something to be aware of. Of that 15 million, the state school funding accounted for 32% or 5 million of your funding. The federal funding was 2.3 million or 15%. And that was up from 1.3 million of the prior year. The majority of that was the ESSER funds being spent. Your year ended the PERS unfunded liability, which is your retirement liability, at $6,675,276, and that is up $498,000 from the prior year. Keep in mind that this is a liability for future pension payouts that is affected quite a lot by whatever numbers the actuaries in Salem choose to use that year. So some years we could see a huge spike, and some years we see it just drop off. So the big thing to remember is that there is a liability. People will eventually have to be paid as they do retire, but the numbers that you see each year on your financial statements, they are significantly impacted by whatever numbers the actuaries choose for that year as far as rates across the state. Your pension bonds payable is down 300,000, ended the year down 300,000 at 1,315,000. So that is being worked through. That's great. And then a couple of the benchmarks we look at like to look at the fund balance in the general fund to cover current expenditures as you start the new year. It's good to have at least 1 month of expenditure to cover before your tax dollars start coming in from the state. And your ratio this year was 1.41. So you still had sufficient funds in the general fund for that. That is down from 2.17 the prior year, but it's still a good number. In looking at your general fund payroll benefits versus salaries, that ratio, we like to see at 60% or less. Last year you were at 50%, and this year you ended the year at 50%. So you are below the benchmark, and you're consistent with prior year on that. So overall, everything looked pretty good. Did you have any questions in looking at your reports?
Any,
Okay, well, just let me know if you do. Thank you.
thank you so much for patiently waiting and being here for us. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
So before Vicki goes,
Oh.
Vicki, I just want to extend a huge thank you to you and your team for the thoroughness that you do. You spend a lot of time on site, and I know you do at least that much or more off site. So thank you for that. I also want to recognize Carolyn. Last year was Carolyn's first go at this process, and the first time around, you don't know what you don't know. This time, she does know what she didn't know, and she did a stellar job. So I want to recognize our own employee for the job she did too. So thank you, Carolyn.
Okay, now public participation. Okay. Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer Anderson, Glide Education Association. I just wanted to take this chance to express our appreciation from the teachers to the board, even though sometimes we are at odds on some things. We all realize that you are in it for the good of our school community, and we understand how many long hours you put into trying to help our students and staff. So I have a very small gift that is a token of our appreciation, and I guess I'll leave Mr. Shaw's with the district office. So, not my test. I'm not giving you my test.
Oh, good. Thank you for that. Thank you. Oh. Well, let's see what we got here. Ooh. Let the bargaining begin.
Bad. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was really thoughtful.
And if Board Member Shaw can't get in the next day to get his,
What a
I guess
bummer.
I know where to come steal it.
Right.
Right? Pretty sure that's going to disappear.
Yeah, Tim, I'm.
Tim, I think didn't you say you were in a class, teaching a class for a couple days?
Yeah,
And let's see what his.
yeah, and some
Right?
days it
Let's see
just
what
sucks
he
to be
got.
me.
Yeah. Do you want us to take a bite?
It is what it is. As long as someone enjoys it, that's good.
Oh, we'll get you a new one when you get back. Or okay. Thank you again for that. That was very sweet and kind, and we're grateful to all the teachers. Okay, I guess we are moving on to the calendar.
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Anderson. That was nice. So the next topic is the 25-26 calendar. If you'll recall, well, I don't think Dan was part of it. Last time you adopted calendars, you adopted in a 2-year cycle.
Oh,
And
right.
if you recall, this year we had to make several changes because just things happen and nobody's fault. But I would propose that we go back to adopting a 1-year calendar and learn from the things that we discovered this year. And so we started this process with my leadership team, and we reviewed the last 2 years, talked about things that were problematic, little things like, I know they don't seem like a big deal, but for staff, it's kind of a big deal. Like tomorrow, there's a teacher in-service day. No, Friday, there's a teacher in-service day, and then there's a holiday on a Monday. So we moved that in this calendar to give staff a little longer weekend break. There's also 2 to 3 years in the cycle of the calendar where it makes sense to talk about, do we start school before Labor Day or after Labor Day? We're in that year coming up where it kind of makes sense to talk about starting after Labor Day. So Jen and I first put eyes on it. We put together 2 draft calendars that, by the way, don't look anything like what you're seeing tonight. It's amazing how calendars change when you get more eyes on it. And then we presented it to our leadership team with those tenets in mind. We settled on 2 calendars, and the team had an A and a B that they liked. I then took it to the association to have their leadership team look at it. And they didn't come back with any changes, but they had a particular calendar that they wanted to move forward. That happened to be the same calendar that my district leadership team wanted to move forward. And then the icing on the cake was at our last superintendent's meeting, we talked about county schools and calendars, And it appears that almost everyone, at least everyone that was at that meeting, is going to start school after Labor Day.
Wow.
So that sealed the deal on what I'm presenting to you. And so in front of you is the work of the district leadership team, the association, anybody else I could get eyes on it, just to see if we could spot anything to improve on. And the majority of people agreed that it makes sense this year coming up to start after Labor Day. So that's what's in front of you. Yes. It did. So on this one, you will see that there's two. So the fall parent conference is the same for the entire district. And the winter or spring conference is different for the secondary and elementary. And so if you count, I should have said that, sorry, Dan, thanks for bringing that up. If you count days, please keep that in mind, because if you just count all the days, you're going to say, well, wait a minute, the teachers are working one less day than what their contract is. But that's not true, because those days are split
Gotcha.
between two different conference schedules. So only count one of the conference schedules if you're counting days.
Okay.
Our spring break matches the state, which hopefully all districts in the state of Oregon look at that. There was, correct, it's the third full week in March. And so Jan did verify that with the state. Jennifer, I don't want to put you on the spot, but is there anything you want to say about the calendar or your team came up with?
Awesome. That's
Thank you.
great news.
Did you find something, Mr. Metz? Of course he did.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is
we'll double check that. And if it's different, we'll bring back a different calendar. Jan did check that, so I'm sure we put those dates in there because of. It does. Yeah, 16th seemed really early for spring break. Yeah,
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
yep. Okay, we'll look into that.
Mm-hmm.
There was something else,
Is this something we want to table?
so a lot of staff are asking for next year's calendar because they're trying to plan vacations. I don't know, what do you think, Jan?
What I would like.
So while you're doing that, let me explain what I want to do with the calendar. So this calendar is a format that a lot of districts use. And if you look at this calendar, if you're a parent of a student and you look at this calendar, it's super confusing. It's confusing to staff. I'm sure it's confusing to you if you wonder what all the different colors mean. So this is going to be our official calendar that you all adopt, which that's a legal requirement that the board adopts the school calendar. But we're going to break that down to be specific for the different targeted groups. So parents will have a student calendar. All they want to know is when their kids have to go to school, and they don't need to know when in-service days are or anything else. So we're going to have just a student, this is when your kid comes to school. We also are going to have work calendars, so different work groups, depending on the whatever category you're in, whether you're a 10-month employee, 11-month employee, you'll have your own work calendar that shows you the dates that you're supposed to work. We're going to break it down to where it's specific instead of trying to put everything on one document. I stalled as long as I could. Okay.
Okay. So
All
we
right,
do
can we-
have the accurate.
And if we find out otherwise, we'll bring it back to you, but you're on it. Okay, perfect,
So sorry.
perfect. Ooh, don't admit that, Jan. Take it. I thought it was always the third full week of March, but yep, it is. I gotta stop saying that then, yeah.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion on it or further discussion? Right?
So,
Okay. Did you have something else?
oh, it was not that, the next page.
Oh, okay.
So,
Alrighty, all those in favor of adopting the 25-26 district calendar? Aye,
Aye.
motion passes. And budget
Next,
calendar?
next item is another calendar in front of you, and this is the 25-26 budget calendar. What I want to bring to your attention on this calendar is this follows historical process of where the district would meet on 1 week, and then a week after that would be a follow-up meeting. This year, if you recall, last time we met as a budget committee, it was moved to put a week in between there. So I would love for you to consider the implications of that and make that decision now instead of waiting till we get closer. And I know it's not a lot of money, but it does cost money to change the notices, and people do plan on a calendar ahead of time. So in your discussion, if you would at least address that. This is presented to you as what we've done historically in Glide, except for last year. Oh, it does have the board dates on there too, so.
yeah, and well, that was what I was going to call it, is that if the spring break is wrong, then we've got to change the school board meeting to from the 18th. So if you're right, Jan, and it's that last week, it's not a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we moved it the next week to another Monday, because if you recall, somebody that was on the budget committee actually,
Right.
brought it up and wanted to change it. I kind of fought him on it a little, but not hard. And if they did that again, it could possibly do the same thing where you do give them that week. I will tell you that I'm going to be gone all of May, so I'm not going to be here for any of those. If you want me there, we're going to have to move it. But
So can I confirm, who is on the budget committee still? Is it Janae and?
And Don.
Dwight's no longer on. Dan Dawson.
And then we have a
Galbraith, did you?
vacancy.
Bob Murray, that's right. Bob.
Did she say? Chad. Chad.
Furlong, yeah.
I
Stephanie.
thought he was a Gilbert.
I will say, from my experience, it was hard to digest everything and come and do it just with, I'll just name it, for my work schedule. Like, I didn't have enough time, and that was actually part of the reason to give a little bit of time between the first and the second meeting, so that we could generate if there were questions, because I think Carolyn did a nice job of here it is. But I would just say I was new and I'm trying to figure it out, and
Same.
I just needed more time to digest it and actually have the time to look through it. So that was part of the reason.
I
I
was
was
one of the
just-
guilty people too.
Basically the opposite, because we were already, I mean, I'm into it, and then if I set it down for a week, there's no chance of me looking at it for a week. Because they made the last minute to be used, and I use it. Yes, it's the last minute, and it's made there to be used. That's the way that's why they made it. So,
I guess from your standpoint, Carolyn, is that cause problems to have a, okay.
This is just how it had always been done, but all I just like to know ahead of time, so I
Sure.
Yeah,
No, I remember that was like a thing. And you were like, you guys,
yeah. I know, that was.
I already gave notice. And just to clarify the meeting, right, so we have the 27th and then the 4th, and then the meeting on the 5th is just there in case we need it, isn't that right? So I mean, it does give us a week, right?
no.
No?
Because they don't necessarily get to the, all of the stuff on the first meeting. You know, like happened last year, and they wanted to go through some more. Yeah, well, they had the week, but then if there was more discussion, they wanted the other week, yes. I don't remember exactly.
I
What?
remember that I was grateful for the extra time because I think I couldn't be here and that allowed me to be here. But so, yeah, seemed like there was several people that had.
I think you would rather be with Mick Jagger than with us.
I think that was accurate. No offense or anything, but
Let me, well,
I like them,
actually,
yeah. Me,
yeah.
But this one, yeah, there's no, I mean, we could do that. We could reach out to the budget committee's members and just do a straw poll and see. Bring it back to you next meeting.
I think that's awesome.
I mean, we can,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that we don't have to do this again and move it again. Right. Well, we want the budget committee to actually come to the meeting.
Yeah, they can decide, because, like I said, I'm not.
So
gonna be
we
here.
have a little bit of leeway before we actually post this or put that out? Okay, okay. Cool. All right, then we will table this till we get some more information.
Sounds good. We're on it.
All right.
Okay, agenda item number 5 is mine also, and this is your first reading for some policies for John and Tracy. The reason I didn't call for a policy committee meeting prior was these were policies that we had already just had gone over, and if you recall, Steve
Yeah.
had talked about, not Steve, I always call him Steve, Rick had talked
Yeah.
about there were going to be some changes. And so I didn't feel like we needed to have another meeting to bring those to you, that you could look at them over first reading. Jan and I did go through them just to make sure we did the bracketed stuff. But if you see something you want to change, we can do that in second
Are
reading.
these on the website now?
No.
Right.
And while you're there, a lot of you have pens in your hand. If you want to go through and cross out AC, GBN, JBA, and JFE. Those were the ones that we just removed.
Now, AC.
AC, GBN, JBA, JFE.
So these are the ones that Rick talked about may change again, and they've
The whole
changed.
body of them are, yep.
Okay.
That we're going to change because of legislation action.
Right.
He knew it was coming.
Yep.
But at that point, it wasn't a done deal, so
Yeah. Yep.
we adopted where we were
I remember,
currently.
yeah. And that had to do with like Title IX stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
And then since then, well, actually, since they put it out for first reading to change them, Kentucky, it was their district attorney, some high court in Kentucky, maybe just the state of Kentucky, ruled that the changes to Title IX were illegal,
Unconstitutional.
unconstitutional. And so everybody around the United States has now put a pause to see what the courts are going to make out of that ruling. And that will determine what our new policies moving forward look like. So there's no sense adopting changes
Agreed.
right now
Okay.
until that
Yep.
comes out. There you go.
Okay. All righty. Oh, I definitely expect some
The other fun thing is
changes.
that,
Yay.
So we'll still adopt the rest of these.
Is that?
Yeah, so I'm
correct?
presenting them to you as first reading.
Okay,
And these are recommendations from OSBA.
okay.
I'll move to accept the first reading of the rest of those.
Yeah,
A, C, G, well, I gotta remember which one. See, I got 2 lines here. G, B, G, D, B, D, A. Yeah, nah, I'm not gonna read them.
okay. And any further discussion about any of this?
I guess just to clarify, so right now, they've been approved, they're in place. It's just pausing until the new, is that right?
No, just
So
the
you
ones
already
that, just the
updated.
ones that you crossed out are the ones
Perfect.
we're
Those are-
pausing. The ones that I'm putting forward
I got it.
Are the rest
are
of
the
those.
ones that Rick had talked about during the process that we knew were going to change, but they hadn't come out of committee yet at OSBA when we were going through the process. Since then, they've come out of committee, and these are the proposed changes to the ones you approved already.
Got it, thank you.
Okay. All right, any further discussion on all this stuff? Okay, all those in favor of accepting the first reading of all these?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. And then back to you, Superintendent Freeman.
All right, my last topic. No, that's not true, sorry. All right. In front of you is the Douglas Educational Service District's local service plan. The local service plan outlines the services that the ESD provides to the 13 schools in Douglas County. Our ESD actually ventures out to the southern part of the state with some of their earlier intervention stuff. You'll see that in here. What I'm going to ask Annalicia to do for us next time is I would really like for the ESD to highlight services that the Glide School District takes advantage of, because I think that's what
That'd be
you're
great.
interested in.
Yeah,
And so this doesn't show that. This just shows everything they do and where the money comes from, and she has pie charts for the different pots of money and stuff. And anyway, she does ask all the districts that participate with the ESD to approve the local service plan. This is vetted through the superintendents first, and then it's sent out to boards. I'm asking you to approve this local service plan and continue to partner with the ESD.
okay, well, I will entertain a motion to accept the 2025-26 Douglas ESD Local Service Plan as presented.
I'll move. You said it all, Tracy, so. I'll move.
Right? I'll take it. Any seconds?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion about?
Yeah, so that's, I feel like, well, you know, Annalicia is a product of the Glide School District, so she does really have a special sense for us, kind of a side for us, and so she has been really good to work with when the principals may not be quite as satisfied with the services that are providing or the people that they send. I really feel like they respond to us, they listen to us, and they support change. I was going to say something along those lines. Oh, I know one of the push from the board is to look at the Medicaid billing, which
Yeah.
I have a whole report on that.
Oh, awesome.
And actually at the federal level, they're backing off who can actually bill in a school. So I don't know if it's going to be quite as lucrative as we thought it was for school districts, but it is for ESDs because they haven't changed the people that the ESD sends out to schools on that list. So working with Annalicia, they're moving forward to start Medicaid billing. And the plan is that the money that is generated from the Glide School District, it would take off of the funds that we pay for those services. So we would see an indirect benefit of that,
Okay.
but we wouldn't see a direct benefit as money coming into our district. So that's kind of where we're at on that. So to answer your question, am I 100% satisfied with everything we get from the ESD? I'm not, but I think it's a service district that is necessary for small districts like Glide. If they weren't providing the services they're providing, we'd be in a world of hurt. Increase what? Oh, yeah. I love it.
That's where I was going down.
Yeah, that'd be,
Yeah, enhance them.
For additional support.
Yes.
Okay. If that's, thank you for sharing that. I get a sense that's the desire of the board, and so we'll have those conversations.
Yeah, and I really appreciate what you were saying, Robert, about what I would love to see is just the breakdown of what Glide School District gets, and also like what that cost is, because I mean, previous jobs, that's been my source of contention with ESD. I think again that there's areas, and also vacancy factor, I would love to know, like how many of the behavioral health specialists, even though they have, 15 or whatever it was on here, how many are vacant, And so what was the actual level of service that we received? What were the vacancies? What's their plan for addressing that? And I know
It's a great
across the
question.
board, but it is something that I think when we're looking to them to fulfill certain requirements and then they don't have it, like they don't have, say if it was IT, I know one year it was all about printing, like their whole printing thing wasn't working, and people were so upset by that. So there's an accountability there too that I'd love to see possible.
here, here. Okay, then all those in favor of accepting the local service plan from ESD? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We'll let them know.
What's that?
I said thank you, and we'll
Oh.
let them know. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I think we are publicly announcing that we have a vacancy on our budget committee, right?
Well, I'm not going to let Mr. Dwight resign his position and come back to be a budget member. So yes, we officially have an opening.
We do, so tell your friends. So does that mean we will post it?
So interested candidates can call the district office that posted,
Okay,
call the district office, and we got an application. We will open that next Tuesday.
Can we lie and say it's a real high-paying job?
So they get to hang out with us for free.
right?
Well, that is quite the payment right there.
We could be like,
We won't get it either at the.
okay. right? So is there, will we put that out besides our district? Will we put it out on our district social media? Okay. Cool. Perfect.
Is that something that get advertised on Parent Square to put that out there?
Oh, we could, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
All right. So, I really enjoy the student reports. I think, one, anytime we can give kids an opportunity to talk in front of a crowd, it's really good. But I'm always just so impressed with how calm they are. And, I mean, Noah's got an incredible future. I wish I was his agent or something, because he's going places, that kid. But they steal all my thunder. So I'm a little upset with them. But as you can tell from the reports, we have a lot of great things happening in the district. One thing I do that I had on my list that I want to bring you back to, and I don't know if they made it super clear or if you picked up on it, but our cheer program
Yes.
in Glide is phenomenal. Like, I don't know if any other city can say what we say. So they've been to 2 competitions, and they start with the littles and go all the way through high school, and we've won every single category at those competitions. For the older
Yes.
kids.
Yeah.
The younger ones have had, I mean, my
Yeah.
cousin's, my daughter-in-law's cousin is in, I saw her picture up there. She's been doing this since she was like this big.
Yeah, and they haven't established.
It's huge.
Correct.
Um,
So maybe you all are used to that, but I have never heard of that they sweep every single category through the whole event. I mean, they got to see us coming and just shake their heads, so I love that.
Well, and I want to thank you for that because, I mean, me personally, that was a big thing for me is we don't have cheerleaders. Can you please help us get a squad? And you reached out to folks and made that happen, so thank
Change the
you.
whole culture.
It's important.
Carrie has welcomed them in, supported them. We have the 2 people leading that program that are gung-ho, to say the least. But yeah, I think it has made a huge difference in the culture of our organization.
I agree, so thank you.
Yeah, it's your report, but can I do want us to talk about it?
Please, kids stole all my stuff. So.
I will just say, we were talking about it because I'm sharing that. I also see that the contributions for the cheer is, it's not just showing up at games, but it's the stuff about the posters and being there and getting students to come up, and getting them engaged. And so it has a lot more to do with this, I mean, yes, they're very athletic in the things that they do and excitement, but
Spirit.
when you look around and having that back again has been huge.
Yeah.
So I know that they all appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Jen and I both still like, yeah. It is very, and oh, nice. Okay, thank you. Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. Kara, doing some financial reporting.
I'm just going to say, I'm kind of sad I'm here tonight because I have a grandchild due. Yesterday was the due date, and I was really hoping today that baby was going to show up, but it hasn't yet. So I'm here.
Okay.
And I also want to just extend thank you to each one of you. And Tim, can't see you, but I appreciate what you guys do for our district. just a couple things I wanted to touch on. One of them is, and I think I brought this up at the last meeting, not to be going on about calendars too much, but I'm also concerned about the 24-25 budget calendar, because right now it is set for there's just a week. So I don't know if that's something like you guys want to visit about. Am I supposed, do you guys
Probably.
want me to reach out to the budget committees about these dates?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll ask them about that and then communicate with you guys about what their wishes are. And then
Good catch.
I said, did you want me to reach out to them or do you guys want to?
I don't know,
Okay.
can't we delegate to people?
I'm fine if you want to do it, Dan.
I'd call them all right now. I got my phone, I gotta talk to Chad anyway.
Sorry, Jan.
Yeah, we could put John on it if you want us to, but whatever is most
Well, let
convenient
us
for.
know so we know what the expectations are. If you want us to reach out to them, we will. If you guys feel that's what you guys should do, then that's fine, but. Okay. And then just real quick, I was just going to talk a little bit about what's been happening in the business department. In January, I have to upload our actuals from last year, and that gets fed back in, and they recalculate the 23-24 fiscal year. And,
Oh, right.
It's always nice if we get a little more money. Sometimes you owe money, but I don't think that will happen. And then also, I have to do the estimate of membership and revenue, where I'm looking into my crystal ball and trying to figure out how many taxes will be coming in and what our transportation costs will be. And at the same time, I can update my 24-25 predictions, which I think I overestimated our transportation costs, so I readjusted that, which what they'll do with that is then they'll readjust our funding. And it wasn't by a lot. It's not going to be a lot less money, but I would rather have it happen now than at the end of next year owe money for the 24-25 year. So, and then Rebecca is busy not only with payroll and AP and her normal job duties, but also we've got W-2s and 1099s, and I've got 1095s processed, so that's what's been happening in our world. So, as usual, if you have questions about the financial report, send me an email. I'd be happy to respond. Thank you.
And I just was curious about that article that I sent you about the federal dollars being pulled back from.
I'm actually looking into that. I reached out to somebody at the ESD because I was like, is this going to be our federal forest fees? I mean, the money that comes in, because that's about $70,000. And they're reaching out to the OASBO president, so they weren't even sure exactly. We get county school funds. I didn't know if it was, so I've actually tried to research it online and haven't quite been able to figure out. And I don't think that's a done deal either. I think I think there's still a possibility that we will still get those funds, but I am looking into that.
Okay, cool. I was sort of predicting that maybe things were gonna get interesting soon. Federal dollars wise for things. Yeah. Okay, thank you for that. And I'm always rooting for our budget to be amazing. So, as are y'all. Okay, I think we're moving on to individual board member reports.
Well, I don't have a whole lot to report other than we were treated like kings this evening. So I was very happy with everybody that treated us quite this way. I don't know, I think Robert has made our job fairly easy in reality, so to go to that deal, I would say in the last 4 or 5 months, things have been pretty good. So we haven't had any problems. And
Yeah, don't say the Q word.
Yes, but that's the way it goes, and I really am appreciative to being fed, and I just hate to thank people individually because I will miss somebody, but I just thank you, everyone. I guess we'll be here next month, but I am going to be gone in May, so we'll have to get all the important business all delayed till May. So yes, when I'm not going to be here. So just letting everybody know that May I will not be at the meeting in May. So, thank you.
Thank you. I'm certainly curious where you're going to be, but
Probably in Maine.
wow.
Yes. Or somewhere between here and there.
Well, that's very
Vague?
vague. That's a big swath of country.
Yes. We
Yeah.
we will be in Maine. I'm at the school board meeting. We should be in Maine by then. Yes. That's where we would be.
Oh, it'll be 3. Oh, right. Yeah, it'll be 9 o'clock. That's not too bad. That's past your bedtime? No.
I also express huge gratitude for this. This was really nice. I was sharing with Dan that when I worked in the alternative high school in Beaverton, I got really, really ill. And it was a community school. And the cards that those students wrote, I still have them. And I pull them out when things get tough every now and then. It's like, oh, this is why I'm doing this work, you know? So I will most likely do the same with all of this. So, you know, a huge appreciation. And also to the students that took the time to do this, because that is just amazing. So, you know, and for everybody that helped organize it and put it together, thank you. I do actually, in terms of gratitude, I would like to suggest that we plan something, Robert, on your what you were saying for the board to also recognize the presenters. I just think Nolan and Noah are incredible, and I would like us to think about something that we could do for them at the end of the year to show our gratitude and appreciation
That'd be
as a
awesome.
board. So I would like to put that out there. I think it would be really great. And yeah, and Aubrey, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Invite them, yeah. If we could invite them, give them a certificate, I would like to say we contribute towards a gift card or something to them. So I would like to throw that out there. And then it's not too early also. I was thinking, Dawn, about, because I was moving things around, about what we want to do for graduation. So also throwing that out there if we want to plan something like we did last year for graduation. Because it's going to be here before we know it. Yeah. Yeah. From me. Yeah, it would be great. Exactly, on the way, go down there. Yeah, that would be great.
That was cool.
Yeah, I think it was really great. And I just also, I think that I'm just going to do a shout out again. My husband's at the qualifier, and I will just also say it's incredible that we had that many wrestlers go to qualifier. That's a big deal to have that many kiddos, and it shows the strength of you know, the commitment of the coaches and the parents to take the kids over there. It's John and I who've been there, it's a long weekend and it's expensive and all of those things. So huge gratitude for everybody that's going over there, and hopefully they'll come back with some champions. That would be amazing.
Yeah. Wow. That's so awesome.
And thinking about cheer and wrestling and, you know, the strength of the community and the sports and also all of the extracurricular things that are happening, it's just, yeah, I still go back to the play and all of those things. It was just so great.
Tim,
That'd be me.
That's
Uh,
you.
I have to say that I appreciate being appreciated. Most everybody does. And I appreciate all of you. Uh, Robert, you have changed my mind about being on the board, uh, to the positive. Uh, my beginnings was not very pleasant. And it is a real joy to serve. It's an honor to serve. It's a great feeling. And I think, I'm involved with other nonprofit organizations and such. And this is some of the funnest group that I get to work with. And uh, I appreciate all of you.
Thank you. But yeah, thanks
I don't know
for
if you
your
heard that,
cookie.
Dan said he's eating your cookie anyway.
Oh, well, we'll have to check and see what flavor he's got. I just want to say that this is just overwhelming and amazing. And it's like these little pictures, and the fact that y'all organized this, took the time, and I'm sure the kids are just like, who's the board, the board? But this is a reminder of why we're here, right? So I'm here because it's important to me that that our young people get a good quality education and have an amazing time and experience getting that education, and that they have enough inspiration to go out and grab the world by the tail and be whatever they want to be. So that's important to me. And so it's a joy and honor, like Tim said, to be here in service. So that's why I'm here. I also just want to say, so the new legislative thing is starting up. Word just went bye-bye. Term for Oregon. And I'm part of the Legislative Policy Committee representative for the Rural Caucus. So we'll start getting the updates on Friday. I'm going to the LPC meeting in Salem on the 25th. And I will keep everyone abreast of what's coming down the pike and what Oregon rules, policy changes, mandates, things like that might be happening or that are in dialogue in Salem, and keep y'all posted. Fingers crossed for good stuff. And I think that's it. Next
Tracy,
meeting
can
is,
I add- Sorry, to add.
of course.
So I know on the Oregon Health Authority side, they actually have some contingency plans already in place. Is the Department of Ed also looking at that from what you're hearing?
Yep. So I like to ask those fun questions at the meetings. Yep. They're in pretty serious dialogues about just forecasting what may go down, because lots of things may affect federal funding. So everyone's kind of like on alert is, I think, a good way. And they haven't expressly said what their plan or contingency plans are, but I may know more about that. I'm positive that's going to get brought up on the 25th because, funding, how can we do all this if we don't have the right kind of funding, and we're already short as it is in funding. So I will keep you all posted. It was pretty important stuff. And I'm pretty concerned. But as I keep saying every day, I will cross the crazy bridge when it's actually before me and I'm forced to cross it. Otherwise, what bridge? So that's my report on that. And anybody else have any All right, our next meeting is February 19th. It's 6 o'clock right here. Same bat time, same batch. Oh, yes, and we are going back into executive session for just a sec. And when I say a sec, probably like 20 minutes or something. Sorry, mostly I'm saying that for ourselves. So meeting adjourned, and thank you, 3 people, for coming. Thanks for coming.